Hey, how's it going, guys? Markel here, back with another video. And in this video, I had some more questions about my Surface Duo. I recently brought it back out, and this is the original Surface Duo 1, not the second version. And some of these questions I've answered before, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer them. I haven't used this in about a month and a half. I've been using it for the last week. Brought it back out as a secondary device to my primary iPhone. So I'm going to try to answer these questions real quick. And the first one I'm going to start with is battery life. So it has upgraded real quick to Android 11. Finally, I was happy to see that. And I do like the way the layout is now in comparison to the way it was before. But when it comes to battery life for me, I usually get anywhere from 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time. This is not an all-day device, even though I carry two devices. When I'm traveling to these different little cities here in South America, I usually watch movies on this, or I'm doing something with both screens. Either I'm responding to emails, I'm responding to comments in the comment section here on YouTube, using this device with headphones. So I'm not playing any sound, and I usually keep the brightness on here. Oops, there it is right there. Keep the brightness pretty low. So keep the volume turned up, but I don't really play the volume, and keep the brightness pretty low. The other thing that I do, and you can see it here, is I keep the data off, and that's because I use the hotspot from my iPhone when I want to use data. So I do have Google Fi. I'll turn it on and show you guys that I'm using Google Fi is who I have my service with right now, and it works just fine. It also will work with the local service here. So if you're worried about whether or not you get the AT&T version, which is what this is, and it gets unlocked and you're like, okay, well, what service will it work with? It should work with any service, okay? Because as you can see, I got it on Google Fi. It has been working on my Claro service that I have here locally. So that's not an issue at all. But I normally keep the Wi-Fi off, which it is right now, and just use the hotspot. So the next question that I got is about this little pen. And people want to know, where's a good place to get one that's inexpensive, because this, I believe, is still going for $100. The best place I can tell you to get something like this pen from Microsoft, because I bought this when I bought my Surface Pro 6 back in 2019, and this was $100 back then. But you can go to eBay and find one of these pens for under $20. I believe they're like $18 they're selling them for on eBay. You may be able to find one on Woot, and it works just fine, you know. Now the newer ones are more for the size of the Surface. This is actually for the size of my Surface Pro 6, my laptop. So, but it is magnetic and it will still stick, right? It'll still stick too, you know. But I have these bumpers on here, and you would normally stick it in the front, and obviously it's not gonna stick with those bumpers. Or sometimes when I'm using it and I'm done, I'll just leave it like this and set it down, right? Just leave it on the screen because it is magnetic. And as far as I know, I'm not sure how this works or how it gets charged, because I've never had to charge this thing. It just sits on the side of my Surface Pro 6, and it has always worked. It has never been a situation where it has never worked. So on any device, any Surface device that I have, these pens work. So you don't have to worry about it. As long as it's a Surface pen, it will work on these devices, okay? And then the last question that I got was regarding my little keyboard here. Where did I get this keyboard? How much did I pay for it? So this keyboard came from Amazon. I don't really put links to stuff, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm not trying to get people to just buy stuff constantly. I get tired of that, and I'm sure you guys get tired when they say links in the description for this and that. Is if somebody asks me for the link, I'll put the link. But to just throw it out there and hope that you buy stuff, no. Save your money, man. Save your money. That's why I'm on here telling you about it. Save your money. But this little keyboard works great. It hooks up right away, and it will leave the Bluetooth symbol right there to show you that it's working. And it works just fine. You know, you can take the cursor, move it around, open up different things. And this is the setup that I use. I'll use it this way and use my pencil here as my mouse, and anything that I need to type up, I want to look up, you know, I'll go here and put in YouTube, which is already there, and just look stuff up that way, right? So this whole little setup works great, especially when you're traveling. You got your Surface Duo. Now I use generic headphones with this. I did hook up my Samsung headphones to these, the Bud Lives, they do work. But I try not to use the sound because you have this little bitty speaker up here. And it's fine, it's loud, it's fine, but I just prefer to use headphones when I'm doing this. And I already have my keyboard and everything already set up. But as far as this keyboard though, I forgot to mention, this stand came with this keyboard, and I think it was like $21 for the stand and the keyboard. And this has batteries on the inside of it. You just plug it in, it's micro USB. Okay, so, and I just charge it every now and again. This battery lasts pretty long on this keyboard. So it's not like I'm typing, you know, a book or anything like that, but it's just a small little setup. Let me show you the whole thing, all of the parts together. So this is your setup, right? This is the little computer setup that I have here with the stand, all fits in your hand. I mean, you could actually put all this in your pocket if you wanted to. I wouldn't walk around with all this in my pocket, but I normally only take this when I'm going on trips and I have my backpack, and I'll have it in my backpack instead of taking like one of my iPads just to keep it small and light. But yeah, but once I get to my destination, you know, I can pull all this out, have it set up, and do whatever it is I need to do, and it works just fine. So any other questions you guys have regarding the Surface Duo 1, you know, please leave comments below. Hopefully this information helped you guys out. Any other questions that you have about the Surface Duo, please leave comments below. But until then, guys, I am out.